Hi there, thanks for coming back to my channel. My name is Mike Pitt. I make videos about marketing, business and crypto so you can grow your business, increase your profits and increase your portfolio. The title for today's video is, should Monero be part of your portfolio? Keep watching and I'll share my thoughts. Before I get into the main content of the video, I'm going to put my socials on screen here. So if you're active on any of those platforms, follow me there, send me messages and I will respond in the usual fashion. One other point to make very clear, if you are interested in earning interest on the crypto that you hold, click on the first link in the description and that will take you to a website where you'll be able to do just that. Okay, Monero, those of you who are regular watchers will know, and subscribers, thanks to all of you, you'll know that I normally go through a number of points when I do this analysis of any particular crypto project with a view to forming an opinion about whether I should invest and my recommendations, reservations, etc. So there's a number of different points. The first point is always number one, history. So let's start there, history. Monero, to use it, and the ticker symbol is XMR, was founded in 2014 by 7 developers, 5 of whom have chosen to remain anonymous, so I can't put pictures of them, of course. There are 2 whose information is in the public domain. The main blockchain developer, Riccardo Spagni, which is this guy, and David Latapai. I hope I've pronounced his surname correctly, and that's this guy. Those 2 have been named. Okay. Number 2, what is Monero? Monero is an open source, privacy-oriented cryptocurrency designed to allow transactions to take place privately and with anonymity. Monero was created with a technology called Cryptonote. Cryptonote makes it more difficult to determine who sent what funds and where. And just to have a comparison with Bitcoin. Bitcoin transactions can be traced and are logged on the publicly accessible blockchain, whereas Monero is designed to obscure senders and recipients' details, including their names and addresses, and it uses advanced cryptography to do that. Monero's team have prioritized privacy and security and aim to protect all users. Monero has its beginnings in splintering off a previous project called Bitcoin that started in 2012. So Monero, the people behind Monero splintered from that project and became BitMonero and then Monero. Investors can mine Monero using their own CPUs, their own computers, which means they don't have to pay for special hardware. Every XMR token is fungible, which means that they're all the same. There are no serial numbers separating them, so they can be exchanged for one another. Monero is best known perhaps for an unfortunate reason, and that's the illicit activities that it's able to obscure. So it makes it easier to transfer funds in relation to crime, organized crime, drug smuggling, etc. And that's why Monero is a well-known cryptocurrency, but that has that tainted, if you like, tainted reputation because it's used by, or it's claimed to be used by criminals, gangsters, etc. How does it work? Point number 3. Most cryptos are based on blockchains, and I've hinted at this, that are public ledgers of transactions and show all the transactions to the network. Monero's has the Cryptonote proof of work consensus, which is different. Monero's blockchain is deliberately opaque so that transaction details, including identities and addresses of where funds are being sent, are obscured. Monero's blockchain can handle 1,000 transactions per second, which is considerably more than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Cryptonote, also proof of consensus, also means that there's unlimited scalability because there's no limit to the amount of block size that can be determined. So miners can mine to a relatively flexible block size. It's not proof of stake, so there's no smart contracts and there's no decentralized apps that can be based on Monero. Monero creates randomly generated pseudo name addresses that hide the actual names and addresses. Although when that relates to Bitcoin, obviously there's still a public ledger on Bitcoin, so those pseudo addresses could be tracked to a certain point. Mining is relatively simple on Monero. Mining can be achieved on a number of operating systems: Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and FreeBSD. Individuals can join mining pools and earn rewards for mining, or they can mine individually. Monero relies on proof of work mining, and it takes around 2 minutes to mine just one Monero coin. Utility. Point 4. If someone wants to send funds anonymously, then more than likely they'll choose Monero to do that. There are other privacy coins, but Monero is the most well known and most widely used of the privacy coins. There is still a demand for privacy coins, even as we're sort of in mid-June 2022. Okay, Tokenomics. It's very important. Point 5, Tokenomics. Maximum supply data that is not known, but the circulating supply and the total supply is 18,134,158. So it's a relatively low total circulation, total amount of coins, and that makes the prospect of investing in Monero better. Price, coin market cap position 25. Day recording with a market cap of 22.5 billion. Remember, we're in a bearish market at the moment, so that's fluctuating. The price at launch on the 28th of May 2014 was $2.26. Current price $144.95. That's the 13th of June price. All-time high $517.62 on the 7th of May 2021. Because of its links to crime and illicit activities, some cryptocurrency exchanges refuse to list Monero, but it is available on Binance. Okay, investment prospects. Many of today's cryptos are a lot more open and traceable than you'd think. So Bitcoin is traceable, even though that's peer-to-peer transmission of funds, it's still traceable. And investigative agencies around the world have been able to track Bitcoin transactions and the people who have created and made those transactions. But it's different with Monero. Monero remains relatively anonymous, not perfectly anonymous, but relatively anonymous. And because of that, it's still, there's a need for it, and it's still investable. I think that there will come a time when regulatory authorities, whether they're in America, the UK, around the world, will take a look at Monero and say, okay, we need to restrict this because of the amount of illicit activities, crime, organized crime groups, gangsters, etc., connected to Monero, and they might try and rein that in and put some restrictions on it. So that would be a cloud on the long-term horizon. Also, it depends on what your stance is ethically, morally. How do you want to be involved with this cryptocurrency, given its history and given some of the people that use Monero? Obviously, there are also legitimate uses for the anonymity, but there are a lot of illicit and illegal activities that are covered or hidden because of Monero. So, you know, there's that kind of dilemma that you need to resolve yourself internally before making an investment decision. But purely in terms of the investment decision, I think it's probably a good investment for a short period of time. When the regulation comes, you want to have obviously exited your position before that, because at that point, I think Monero will go down. The all-time high, obviously, 517. So there is scope there, given more favourable or bullish conditions, and there's scope there for you to make a profit, a reasonable amount of profit. I can't, maybe that's 2x, 5x, etc. So yeah, I think it is investable if you can put aside your concerns around who uses the cryptocurrency. Okay, what do you think? What do you think about Monero? It is a recognizable brand. When I first got into investing in cryptocurrency in 2017, Monero was already established then, and it's now 2022, so it's long established. It's proven itself over the period of time, and it has been higher. So there is scope there, but it's a decision you've got to make based on the period of time you're looking at, and whether you can reconcile yourself with the other considerations there are around this project. Thank you for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. If you're a new viewer here from TikTok, thank you. Thanks for coming over, making the journey. If you liked this video, found it useful, please give me a like. Click on one or two screenshots to watch another video from me. I look forward to speaking to you in the next time. As I've said, leave any comments, any thoughts you have in the comment section below. Until then, until the next time, bye bye.